Finally got our first look. It's Draymond. All right, we're live. Hello, Dub Nation. Hello, YouTubers. Poor Man's Commish here. Back again with the live commentary analysis, hot takes, second screen with Rebecca Licht and Gabe Johnson. Introduce yourselves, and let's roll right on into the pregame. If one of you can explain how the rosters are kind of decimated tonight. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Gabe, school teacher, Warriors fan, yada yada.
I'm Rebecca, student. I host my own podcast called Hoops and Scoops. And I guess starting into pregame, I guess we got to start with the Warriors roster. The big news today being that both Eric Pascal and James Wiseman will be out potentially a week, which would be 4 games, due to contact tracing.
Gotta find where that contract came from.
Also, it kind of just depends what the NBA says. So we don't really know yet, but I think it was Slater said that usually the protocol is like 7 days. So it could be 4 games, but we'll see.
So that's not good if that is the case.
No, and it really sucks for Wiseman. I mean, Pascal too, but obviously we just have like more invested in Wiseman's development, because he had just been through this injury and just come back for a few games after that. Had some highs, had some lows in the last few games, but we're facing just the hardest. We've talked about this every time, that just the hardest schedule that they've had to go through these last 6 games. And we're about to go on a stretch of a much easier set of games for him. And I was really hoping that he could just kind of get some rhythm and some confidence going again. I mean, especially tonight, really, I was really hoping for a rebound from the Lakers game to just play a team that's lost 17 in a row and just kind of playing on a decimated roster that they have, that he could get some rhythm.
Sooner or later that streak's gonna end.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous for that.
I don't know. I think maybe you're right.
Because the biggest thing is they have lost every single game that Christian Wood missed, and they were over 500 before he went down. Yeah. And of course he's making his return tonight. Just Dub's luck.
Yep.
But this still is a very decimated Rockets team. Just to read down the list.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we have an official injury report? I haven't seen one, but
yeah. So what I've seen,
okay, no, I'm seeing that. So they're missing
John Wall out,
Gordon, Oladipo, and assorted other guys who are less important.
Yeah, so Gordon, Oladipo, Oladipo, of course, PJ Tucker is no longer with the team. He was just traded a few minutes ago to the Bucks, so he's out. So this team is still very decimated, and of course, that's important. Just for those wondering, the trade was DJ Wilson, DJ Augustine, and an unprotected 2023 first round from the Bucks to the Rockets in exchange for PJ Tucker, Kurtz, who played with Brooklyn, and a 2022 first round. and I believe there's some protections like top 10 and stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of confusing front office finagling about how to make those pick swap things work, because Bucks like owe a million picks. So they had to like get their own pick back in order to swap another future pick because they traded so many for Drew Holiday. Anyways, point is they basically moved around, gave up. I think it ends up being around. I think it's really kind of just one first rounder that they ended up giving up, but like they ended up swapping others back and forth. Yeah. Anyways, point is no PJ Tucker tonight, and so I think like Christian Wood obviously makes them better, but this is still a G League roster that we're facing here, other than Wood. And so, I mean, they flashed it on the screen, I don't know, a few minutes ago, that the Warriors are the top one of the top 5 teams in record versus below 500 teams. And I think that matches a lot of what we've seen, which is that they, for the most part, with a few exceptions, like they've handled business against the bad teams. They've just, I mean, we've talked about this. They just struggle so much against the top teams. So
Here, give me a sec. I'm just gonna be right back. There's a mutant fly in my room that I really need to get rid of. I will be right back.
Please deal with your mutant fly. Yeah, but in any case, I'm feeling pretty good going into this. This should be a sort of get right game. I think
also
there's a trap game element if they hadn't just been embarrassed. But I think like being embarrassed by the Lakers in the previous game, Steph and Draymond are going to be so determined to just come out and have a different feel out here. And so the talent level is so much different that like I feel like that first unit is going to go on a big run in the beginning of the quarter.
Yep, I think so too. Cool. Why don't you talk a little bit about PJ Tucker to the Bucks? That should be fun.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think like it's hard to know what that does. I think it makes a ton of sense for the Bucks. Obviously, they're a title contender, and they've been floating around getting to the championship and failing the last few years. And so this year, clearly, starting with the Drew Holiday move has been a sort of like push in the chips to like really do it, partly as a convincing Giannis that it was the right idea to sign that extension. And so PJ Tucker is a proven, I mean, every Warriors fan for the last few years knows how valuable he is in the playoffs. The question is he still that guy? He's been pretty bad this year, but it's easy to say he's been playing for a miserable team and he's a 16 game player like Draymond would say. And so why is he going to try that hard for this, horrendous team that's lost 17 in a row? So I think the Bucks are betting that he becomes closer to the guy he's been for the last few years when he's put in a winning situation. He isn't going to be asked to do that much on the Bucks, similar to his probably even less of a role than he was playing on those Harden Rockets teams because they already have a ton. And so I think they're hoping that he can come in and play 15 good minutes of defense and hit a couple corner threes and help you win a title and be one of your top 8 or 9 guys in a playoff rotation. And I think he probably can, but we'll see. And Houston's just shedding people for picks, which makes sense on their end too.
What was the other deal that went down?
The Bucks, there was a couple. So the Bucks also traded Torrey Craig, who would never really fit into their rotation, particularly to Phoenix, which I think was a really smart bit of business for Phoenix. It looks like Phoenix is just parting with cash or a second rounder. They didn't have to give up any players. Torrey Craig, saw a lot of him on that Denver team, and he looked like a capable guy who just, for spot wing defense minutes. So Phoenix just sort of adds to their wing depth there. And then there was that OKC Miami deal. Nothing, again, like all these deals are pretty low stakes, but you saw Myers Leonard.
Yeah. So Trevor Ariza to Miami.
Yeah.
We should get Rebecca. Rebecca, how do you?
Yeah, I was about to comment on that because
I looked up. Oh, mutant fly's gone. Yeah.
no, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's lurking.
Mutant fly is like this big.
Well, then you gotta get your Scarlet Witch on to counter that mutant fly.
Ugh, I don't like killing bugs
I'm
either.
all yeah. I hate flies. They're
Gotta
quick.
get one of those like grabbers, Anyways, your thoughts on
My
the
dad
Roll
told
up
me
a
to get
newspaper.
him if he lands somewhere reachable.
what do you think about the very minor Miami deal?
Actually, I like this deal for Miami a lot.
Yeah.
So they see
think so.
trading a second round pick and Myers Leonard to OKC in exchange for Trevor Ariza. Now Trevor Ariza hasn't played this year since being with the Blazers last year. But he's a very effective three-point shooter and he's a great defender. I actually was reading a stat though that now the Heat have 3 of the 11 oldest players in the NBA on their roster.
Andre, Udonis, those are obvious.
Yeah. So, and now Trevor Ariza.
Oh, okay, there you go.
But I mean, Andre Iguodala has been. We all know what his impact is on a team, and he's done that for the Heat. So, I view Trevor Ariza as like a poor man's Andre Iguodala.
Oh, hey.
No,
My ears
meaning
perk up every time I hear poor man's. I love that.
Oh.
So, what'd you say?
In the sense, I view him as like a poor man's Andre Iguodala, Trevor Ariza.
Oh, okay.
Obviously his basketball IQ is nowhere near as high. But his defense is good and his three-point shot is good. I mean, obviously he's not the same caliber player, but he still can provide useful. I feel like he fills a little bit that Jay Crowder role that the Heat had last year. So just kind of gives them another wing for down the stretching games who can stretch the floor when Jimmy drives and Bam drives, which just makes them more dangerous. So I really like the move. And of course, Myers Leonard had technically 2 more years on his contract with with the last one being a team option, but he's out for the entire season with a shoulder injury. Was due about $9 million on the books, and after
his way out of the NBA.
Yeah,
and
after his anti-Semitic,
get the hell out of here.
Yeah, after his anti-Semitic remarks, he's basically gone. So OKC essentially traded it for him, even though he's not even going to report to the team.
Yeah, I saw they said he's just like not part of their team.
Yeah, but they got a second round pick out of it, which
exactly, and they're just collecting
32 picks in 7 years.
Crazy. They're gonna have to do something. I mean, they're not picking all of those draft picks.
That'd be funny if they
did.
Could you
imagine?
Yeah, nice little bit of business.
Yeah,
you'll see what Ariza.
I'd like the trade, and I mean, Trevor Ariza has an expiring contract. The Heat do well with undrafted players, so like losing a second round pick for them isn't the end of the world.
Yeah, it seemed pretty low risk. He may or may not have much to give you yet, but whatever.
But he adds another wing. The Heat have kind of had trouble. I mean, Kelly Olynyk has been playing really well, but they're 4. Like sometimes they like to go on the smaller side, play Bam at the 5. There's also still reports that on the buyout market or for a really low trade price, they would go for LaMarcus Aldridge, which I think would be a good pickup for them. But I would assume they'd probably do that more on the buyout market. But ultimately, I like this.
if
I
anyone
like the
really
trade.
gives up anything for Aldridge. I don't know who that team is. I know San Antonio doesn't want to have to buy him out, but like,
Well, has he done anything for the Spurs this year?
I mean, he's been the same guy he's been the last couple years. Whereas like he's okay, like he'll hit some jumpers and give you 15 points or whatever, but like, meh. He makes more money than he's worth, so I don't know who's gonna like pay up for that.
Exactly. I think he's going to be on a lot of people's buyout list.
Yeah, he strikes me as that being where he ends up, because I don't know who's paying up for him. The only teams that like need him or could use him are playoff teams that just would want to add sort of a veteran second unit scorer kind of big, and those teams aren't going to like give up stuff for them. And so, I think somebody like Miami is gonna end up with him, who just swoops him up off buyouts.
So Oliver Chase is in the chat. Is I guess we'll talk about it. Game hasn't started yet. Got one more commercial. It's asking about Looney. I mean, Kerr loves Looney. Looney steps it up in the in the playoffs. You saw what he did in the playoffs the last couple years, 2-3 years, and nobody out there wants Looney either. So like, so it's funny how people, same old formula, try to be smarter, try to be more erudite about it. Is guys have a bad game, you suddenly want to trade them, but you don't realize that it's not a video game and the other side needs to actually want the guy. So like Wiggins, nobody wants Wiggins, nobody wants that contract. Kind of same with Looney. Looney's a system player, so he fits in Steve Kerr's system. So that's my quick rant on that. Why don't you guys throw in your 2 cents?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's unclear from the question if you just want us to sort of like talk about how we feel about him or as a trade chip or something. But I mean, I think what Rich said is the thing. I mean, we've seen it, right? He's very valuable at a few specific things. Like he's a really, really solid defender. He's a really good switch defender. And so he allows them to be a lot more versatile in terms of guarding dynamic perimeter guys, because as we've seen, like he's one of the better bigs I've ever seen try to guard James Harden on switches. And like, obviously he's not perfect at it, but like you see what happens, comparing him and Wiseman when they get stuck on switches, and like it's night and day. He's a very solid positional defender. He's a really solid defensive rebounder when he's not facing like some of the more elite giant dudes. And he knows where to be on offense, but he's super limited. I mean, we've known that for years. He's just not a dynamic player on either end. He's going to just sort of do what he's expected to do and not particularly score unless he's catching a wide open dunk, So he is what he is. I think ideally Wiseman will be the starter as soon as he's able to be. I mean, obviously. And so if he's your backup, like, cool, that's fine. Like that's fine.
Yeah, his contract isn't that heavy either on the salary cap table. So and Kerr really loves him, calls him a foundational piece. And that's because he just steps up and he does the little things that Steve Kerr wants somebody out there to do. So yeah, I think we're keeping Looney. We're pretty much keeping Looney. Oubre is going to ask for. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah, Oubre. I look at Oubre as when he plays at his ceiling, we definitely want him. He's like, the heir apparent to Iguodala's role. And so if our team thinks that he can keep playing at that level and we can sign him again because we have his bird rights and give him more than any other team, that's what we try and do as a GM. You try and find those little outs to retain more players than you can. Steph, Clay, and Dre, they pick up a chunk. I haven't tipped yet. So yeah, I think we got to keep Oubre and expensively if needed, but we'll see.
Yeah, ultimately it's really just up to like how much?
Jacob and the ability to
I'm
have.
paused at 11:40, so like, let me know.
Okay, I'm about to tip.
Oh, okay. I will pause as well. I just tipped.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm a couple seconds behind you. I'll tell you when we're at 11:40.
Okay. I'm paused.
Okay. 43, 2, 1, 40.
Oh,
Great start.
Right.
With the
Yeah.
steal by Steph, kicking it to Wiggins, who goes right at the rim and attacks.
oh shucks. I gotta take a picture.
And then
of it.
Draymond, a block in the corner.
Oh,
Wow, what a
yeah,
play.
why, baby?
I didn't think he got to that.
All right.
And
Okay,
then
right?
Oubre
I think
able to
that's
drive
okay,
in.
guys.
Was that not
pick.
goaltending?
No, they'll probably look at it.
Quickie pick. Ready? 3. Ready? Rebecca. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. Finally, I did it before the first quarter's over.
They give him it? Yeah, looks like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I thought it was.
Let's blow these guys out of here.
This is what I would hope to see is just this first unit just respond from getting bushwhacked by the LA and just come out firing. Great defense by Gray again.
Bye-bye. Oh.
Good hands by that guy to stop that.
Yeah. Almost a charge, but didn't. Okay, let's see here. Oops. See if Anthony's coming on. Nope, nothing. Wow, we have our first highlight. Oh, can you do highlights, Rebecca?
Yeah.
That was quick. Oh no.
Oh, Steph. See, this is old Steph problems.
$100 to Sonia. Actually, that's unconfirmed. But she should still collect.
Yeah, that's still such a know your personnel thing that he always does. You can't fire that pass at Looney when he's like running through people.
Didn't pick up the charge, but I like that defense by Kelly.
Yeah, and then good rotations, tough 3
He
and
totally kicked out.
Oh, hold on here.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to see that again. It looked pretty sketchy.
He totally like kicked to the side.
I know, that's what I thought too. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you got to review that. You just have to.
Yeah, that's not a natural shooting motion.
You challenged this early?
No, not worth it.
Dang.
But that was just, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That seemed like a unnatural kick.
I'm telling you, the refs, my theory, I tweeted it. The refs suck this year because there's no pressure from the fans to lock in. Like, there's nobody yelling at them. They
It's an
need to be yelled
interesting
at.
theory.
Don't they suck more this year? I don't know.
They're terrible.
Like, they suck more this year than last year, right?
Oubre in the corner.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, hard to know, but they do feel it. I feel like I'm more frustrated at more games this year, but I also like didn't care about any of the games last year. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, but no, I watched all the Heat games last year, and these are worse. Steph cuts back door. Great feed from Draymond. Draymond seems locked in more already.
Oh,
somebody wasn't locked in over there.
That was sweet, except we only saw the last second, of course.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, Looney.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Gotcha.
Splash.
Who's trading Looney? Who's trading Looney?
Sure.
Just kidding.
I would love to see Looney's career 3-point numbers.
Right.
Oh, he totally stepped on the line, but his shoe's red.
Oh my God.
Huh. All right. Good defense.
Yeah, Kelly.
Oh, they got the foul.
What?
Yeah, I kind of thought it was. I thought he got away with it. Looked like he followed through and hit him.
Let him get away with it after they missed that blatant out of bounds.
I know, right?
Yeah, just bad transition D on that. We finally got to see the whole thing. Kevin Porter Jr. has been putting up some big numbers. Interesting to see
Yeah,
him.
he's been playing really well for them.
It's weird because obviously they call him KP. So in the pregame, KP this, KP that. I just keep thinking Porzingis the whole time. I'm like picturing Porzingis in a Rockets uniform. I'm like, he's not on your
Well,
team.
it's like for me, like we call sometimes Oubre KO, and
Yeah.
it's like no, in Miami that's what we call Kelly Olynyk.
Oh, okay.
This is the problem.
Draymond's a little
Oh man.
behind.
Oh man. Oh great. They're gonna review this, right?
Yep.
Here we go.
I feel like what I don't know.
I think Draymond had the step on him.
Yeah, I think Draymond was the first.
They're gonna review it. See
I'll review it.
See that? Yeah. Oh god.
I wish we just stop that foul entirely. Like just stop it.
See, that's where I still don't get the rule. Like he was there as the last man back. And yet, is it when he fouled, he was no longer in front of him anymore? Or like, it's whatever. Whatever I think it is, it's going to be the other thing. So I don't know the 2021 NBA rule book. I just don't know it. Flagrants, non-kickouts on threes. Flip a coin every time. Just flip a coin.
Yeah. While we're waiting, just that Oubre offer sheet. I mean, I don't think that rumor came from anywhere particularly. I've literally been.
Right?
They called it that? Oh, come on, you refs! Bunch of
I've literally
BS to start the ball. Don't lie.
I've literally been teaching my students about like critically and analyzing media on the internet this last week, and so please be aware of what you're looking at and where it's coming from before you trust it. Anyone can put together an Instagram post that has a graphic of Kelly Oubre and says 3 years, 60 million. Like I can make that. That doesn't make it real. I could put, according to, Shams Charania at the bottom. You have to like actually verify that stuff. There's no news that he's actually demanded anything. 3 years, 60 million isn't outrageous for the realm of possibilities. I would be a little surprised if he gets quite that number, but somewhere around there is likely.
Maybe like 3 years, 50. I feel like would be him a little more reasonable.
Yeah, something around there. I mean,
that would be the most,
like
because the benchmark is kind of Iguodala at 16 a year. Covington's at 13 million a year. So it's like, so I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if he gets 16 or 17 million a year. Depends on how he closes the season.
Yeah.
Both teams getting a little sloppy, which is annoying because we're just better and should just put the foot on the gas.
3 years, 45, that range.
I think he probably gets more than that as an offer. It depends. I mean, if he has a really rough close to the season, then this gets a little different. But then why do we want him back if he looks that bad? I don't know.
Also depends. I mean,
available.
Steph can't get
what?
Come on.
A lot of contact. There's Wood.
Okay, well, I look at that. My guess about that Oubre thing is that Connor probably said that as like a ballpark figure, not that like he knows for sure that's what Oubre wants. But I could be wrong. In any case, we've come out flat after those first couple minutes. All right, let's get something going here. Oh, man. Rough, but they lose Steph in the corner, and that's going to go. I was about to say really good defensive possession, except for the part where they forgot who Steph was. They did well on the initial drive.
Touchdown!
Nice. Yeah, probably going to take
That's why that's our franchise assist leader.
No timeout. All right, figured.
I thought so too.
I feel bad
But
for
let's see
Stephen
how much
Silas.
Houston even cares.
What a tough year to be your first year as a coach.
Yeah.
There's no way to know if he's any good at all. Like your team is just gutted immediately.
Oubre a little off the mark on the 3.
Yeah, I would have liked him to drive it, but it's okay. He hit
I
one.
don't dislike that
Yeah.
shot. Steph has a switch on Christian Wood. Now Looney switches.
Yeah.
That was a travel.
Yeah, sure looked like it. Yeah,
That's
Draymond's
like-
yelling about it. And
It's like, what the
Warriors.
hell are these refs so far?
Yeah, Warriors are letting them get to it though, or letting it get to them, which they got to just move on. They just allowed a dunk because they were complaining.
Yeesh.
Man, that has Wiggins ever made that shot?
See, like that's what bothers me because is the inconsistency. Because that looked like the exact same play that happened with Randall the other day to tie the game against Brooklyn, and that was called a travel.
Yeah, I'd have to see it again closer to analyze it exact. Oh my God, Steph, come on.
Jesus.
Yeah, just
Back at
coming out
least.
sloppy though. Like you can't. You're playing a crappy team. You cannot let the refs take you out of it. Just you're better than them. And then you get another foul. This is the opposite of what I was hoping would happen. Because the problem here is your first unit is the clear advantage here.
Yep.
Whereas the second unit is going to be dicey as hell. And so that's still fine against this Rockets team, but you got to get a lead when your starters are in. I mean, the good news about the Rockets is they don't have any dominant large center. And so having no Wiseman or Pascal, I mean, you're probably playing a lot of Juan as your 5 in that unit, I imagine. I'm sure Draymond will get some time at 5 this game, but that doesn't hurt you against the Rockets, so it's not that big of a deal. But just in terms of depth in that second unit, we're going to have a team with, it's going to be Nico, Poole, Oubre, Juan, and question mark. Who is that 5th guy that they're going to play? Is it Damian Lee and they just go super small and play Oubre at the 4? I mean, that could work. Oubre played 4 in Phoenix, and then you have just a lot of shooters out there. But it's rough. It's going to be weird.
All right.
Let's look around the league. Just gonna talk for myself. Things that matter to us. Chicago is currently up 20-9 against the Spurs. We want the Spurs to lose some games so we can catch them in the standings. Memphis is playing Miami. We would like Miami to win. Rebecca ×2.
Has that started yet?
No, it's at 6
No.
or 6
9.
our
Yeah.
time. Yeah. Other games I don't really care about particularly. Bucks Philly is at halftime, but is like a slugfest. Bucks only have 31 at half. Just looks like a miserable game.
Bucks have been rough. Although they've been pretty good their past few games. They've picked it up a little bit after struggling out of the gate.
No Embiid. I'm surprised that they're having such a hard time with that Sixers team.
Well, I mean, one of the big things for the Sixers lately has been Tobias Harris, actually.
Yeah, he's been great.
He's been fantastic.
Oh, is John Wall a Clutch client? Didn't know that. He was wearing a Clutch shirt.
I don't get
All
how
right.
these broadcasts work because now you have like half a second on me.
Weird.
Steph curls out. Juan works the rebounds.
Great play by Juan. And then he, come on, you got to take that.
So open. Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Take the first one. So Juan and Bazemore coming in. Juan's going to have to play a lot of minutes this game.
Little late close, but it was there.
Yeah, air ball. Wow.
Wiggs, the Euro.
Yes.
There you go.
That's
There
what
you
we
go.
want. For a split
Yeah.
second, I thought he would settle for that shot, right?
You know,
Me
every
too.
time he's aggressive and drives, he's just so much better.
Yeah, the thing is, he needs to get better at his free throw shooting.
I was about to say, how much do you want to bet he splits these? I feel like he's
Well, he got the first.
I feel like he's split every series of free throws I've seen for a while. To your question in the chat, A, Steph's not leaving, but B, if Steph left, I would just
Stop
root
with that
for.
hot take.
I would just root for both.
Worst. Good
I would
Lord,
root for,
stop
I would
it.
root for them and Steph.
I don't want anyone in our chat thinking Steph would actually leave the Warriors. Like, that's ludicrous.
Did he split them or did he get both?
He got both.
Oh.
Exciting times.
Good rotation. That was solid defense.
Yeah, like the Rockets are kind of team where, you know, the more you make them have to make that second, third, fourth read on offense, like they're going to make mistakes, so they just don't have those high-level guys. If you make it easy for them, then they can make open shots. Ooh, there we go.
Another assist.
That was nicely done.
One of the few times that Wiggins' athleticism is very apparent. He often just kind of sneaky athletic.
Yes, good outlet. Run.
Wiggs. There you go.
All right.
You earned that. You earned that.
Free throws.
That's what happens.
Leads to the dunk, which leads to the three.
Little 7-0 Wiggins run by himself.
There we
great
go.
to see.
Wiggs. Draymond 6 assists already.
I mean, yeah, you can just see the engagement level.
Woo!
I mean, they've been a little sloppy, but those primary guys are just a little more engaged. Steph's looked a little weird, but, you know, he has weird first quarters. I feel like he's either, like, fire out of the gate or really quiet and then has, like, a big end of the half and third quarter.
You
There's a
know,
lot of first quarters where I just like, oh, he only has 4 points. And then sometimes it's like he has 20 in the first quarter.
as long as in the playoffs, when he senses that the guys didn't come to play, just go ahead and take over in the first quarter. Like, because we have seen already when the guys don't show up, then the bottom falls out right in the first quarter. And we just can't have that with this team. The margin for error is so small for these guys, this squad. So I think he might be saving that for the playoffs. Because it was a couple games ago. Was it the Laker game? No, it was like maybe it's the one before Utah, where it was like just, you know, we kind of things weren't going that great, and it's kind of like Steph he even said he needed to be more aggressive. So interesting, anyways. But yeah, I think he might be saving it for the playoffs.
He usually kind of reads it, and either if he gets free on a couple open threes and hits them and has kind of like a rhythm going out the gate, then he usually pushes it a little more to, look for his own shot. But a game like this where other guys are scoring, like you'll see him just be happy to run around and take a shot if it's there, but be part of the offense in general.
Oh boy, yeah. That's the number one hot take on Twitter. I can't believe people aren't, getting ratioed on is when they make the don't get Steph mad, he wants to leave type things. Like, what? Do you even know your team? That
Yeah.
makes no sense.
Miserable people have to find a way to be miserable.
Oh, but I gotta talk less about those commenters.
Rich, I used your Air Canada.
Huh? Oh, cool. Nice.
Oh, we're back. That was kind of out of the blue.
Canada. Watch us get a whole bunch of what? That's not all right.
Bays is coming to the game. Checks
Yeah,
in for
good rebound by
Uber.
Juan.
Many rebounds for Juan.
Yeah, again, the Rockets are pretty small, so he should
Yeah,
time
Yeah,
Draymond, that
gotcha.
connection.
got back cut so
to
bad.
the NBA. 7 assists.
Double screen up top. Juan switches out on I don't even know.
That's Porter.
I know.
Yeah, 3 is Porter. I know. I'm trying to figure out who a lot of these guys are.
Draymond draws the charge.
Well, there's I don't know who, what. and
That's Kenyon Martin's son, Kenyon Martin Jr.
Yeah.
He's been playing well. Better.
I mean, it's like one of those things where it's hard to know because like somebody has to score on an NBA team, and like the Rockets, I don't know, like somebody has to make shots.
One of my the guys on my podcast, one of my other guys, he's a big Rockets fan. So I kind of have a little bit of update on who's good, and I do know that Christian Wood is the reason they were any good at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I mean when they're
another bucket inside, which is good to see.
Yeah, they're not bad when they're fully healthy. I mean, they're not like good, but they're not bad.
I feel like most teams when they're fully healthy aren't bad.
Yeah, the Minnesota Timberwolves would beg to differ.
Well, they've only had actually 5 games where Towns and D'Lo have played together.
That is true. It's pretty crazy.
It's funny how you said it. Like the Timberwolves are begging. No, we do suck.
I mean, I guess they want to suck this year.
Yeah.
Draymond just tried to force that one a little bit too much. Got stuck
Bays,
on the block.
Careless ones.
Yeah, Bays was in the wrong. I don't know. There's some miscommunication there. Bays and Steph were kind of in the same place. Scottie Pippen's kid is not in this game. He's in Vanderbilt, I think. I think he plays for Vanderbilt. He's in college.
What about his nephew? The other Pippen.
Oh, God, I don't know.
Kevion.
Great defense the last several possessions. Oh, that's
a little overthrown.
Yeah, he had him.
But I like the look. I like the idea.
Yeah, I will, as happens with Draymond and Steph, like the team will forgive over-eager vision when you are making those kind of reads. Juan is definitely a high-level, like, sees passes ahead of time guy.
Wiggs checks in, out. Oubre comes in, and then Draymond out, and Damian Lee in.
Yeah, we're going to see some weird rotations tonight.
Juan? Oh, no, Juan.
I don't think that was him. I think it hit off.
Yeah, he dribbled it off the foot.
Was it off his foot or off of Oubre's foot?
Oubre's foot, or whoever that was.
Or Damian Lee.
Oh, I don't know. Actually, it looks like he kind of just threw it out.
Damn.
No, I think it hit a foot, but I think it was because he couldn't place it correctly.
Nevertheless, that's 6 turnovers for the Warriors.
At least most of them have been not live ball.
Oh, thank goodness he missed.
Tough rebound, but didn't finish. Who's 33? Man, this is another guy I have to figure out who that is. Rockets getting through the off ball.
Seventh turnover. Jesus. Slop fest. We should be up by 12. We're only up 6.
Mm-hmm. It's 33.
Yeah, but that kind of, first off, I think Damian Lee was out of position in that because Juan was trying to find Steph earlier, but like couldn't find him in the correct spot. Because Damian Lee was there, and then they put him in that tight corner spot.
Tate's been really
it's like
good
there's only so much he can do. Oh, we avoid number 8. No, we don't.
Jesus.
Oh my God, Juan. Juan has not had good minutes, which is a bummer.
He's making reads. They're just not there.
Oh man.
Wow. Normally it'd be a timeout, but there's only 27 seconds left.
Oh my God, they almost give it away off the inbound then. Come on, just clean it up.
Steph will hold.
Yeah, Steph's handle has been weird. This guy Tate has been doing a pretty good job on him. I'll give him credit.
Steph hits the bucket.
Wow.
Oh, Damian Lee with the steal on the inbound.
No, that was online.
Good play though. Yeah, bad quarter. I mean, you're up 4, but really bad quarter.
Totally.
May not
Are
matter
we up
in the long run.
6? Oh, we're up 4 only?
Yeah, 4. I have no idea what this second unit's going to be like. It's going to be a real wild card. To answer your question, Anonymous, number 4 pick this year with the T-Wolves or win the lottery next year with the with their unprotected pick. I mean, I don't know. That's tough. Number 1 next year could be really, really good. Chet Holmgren looks like he's like a weird beast. I think honestly, I would just take 4 now because I think you want your young guys on as close to the same trajectory as possible for them to have any chance to contribute to a Steph, Clay, Draymond window. So, you know,
I'd rather have the number 4 coming up.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Let's go. Like, I don't want to wait another year.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I'd rather have like Jalen Green and Wiseman developing kind of together rather than get a 19-year-old 2 years from now and then have, you know, him on another sort of like slow development curve.
This draft also has such good players.
Yeah, like Jalen Green or Kuminga or whoever would be there at 4. Like that guy could probably go number 1 next year anyways. So, yeah.
Even in the top, well, I guess we wouldn't have a top 10 pick.
I don't know. Rockets are trying really hard to catch up to the Wolves.
I mean, you never know with the luck of the lottery right now.
I've run those tankathon scenarios enough to the point where I've gotten the Warriors to win the lottery and the T-Wolves to be bumped out of it. So we have 2 top 5 picks, which was exciting. It's not impossible. Don't ask how long it took.
You spent all day wanting to get that. Are you a math teacher?
No.
Thank goodness, right?
If I was,
teacher is
I'd
running
make my students do this. I just have their project be like, do probability for the Warriors draft pick every day as the records change.
Yeah.
Got some Houston Warriors fans I see on the screen. All right, and we've started all of a sudden. So we've got Looney in there, no Juan. That's interesting.
Big stuff missed. And we also have Poole and Nico in, sticking with that same kind of backcourt there.
Yeah, and Lee taking the spot of Pascal, I guess. So yeah, they are basically playing Oubre at the 4.
Tate just lost that. What?
Yeah. What?
These refs, I swear they're blind.
There's no one there to say, grow a pair of eyes.
Well, anyways, our ball. Yeah, gonna need Oubre and Poole to be in pretty heavy attack mode on offense here, because this is a pretty limited offensive group unless they're open. I mean, in terms of like creating shots, like Lee can hit shots, but he's not going to do anything on the dribble.
Speaking of,
Yes.
There we go, Poole. There we go.
So badly.
Yeah, Poole's been so much better since he's come back from the G League. Big deal. Great defense by Oubre, and then Poole knocks it off of Tate's leg. Really great little help there. Exciting. Anonymous. Well, it just went to replay, so I don't have a clock. But in a second, I will tell you what time we're at.
I guess the one thing is at least
40.
Both teams have 7 turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, Houston's bad. Like, they're clearly not a good team. And again, like, that's because they're missing like 5 of their players. Only Christian Wood out of any of their like top guys is here. So I get it, but we can't match them turnover for turnover.
Also doesn't help that they're already have 9 free throw attempts. Some of that crappy calls, some of that is bad fouls on us.
Warriors foul a lot. I mean, we've seen this all year, that they're a foul-y team. I mean, Wiseman is a big part of that, and he's out. But they're just, in general, they're a little reachy and slappy. There we go, Looney. All right, Nico running the pick and roll. Poole takes his man. Step back, misses. Okay, I'm basically cool with Poole doing whatever he wants with this group, because he and Oubre are the only guys that can like do stuff off the dribble in terms of creating their own shot.
Nico's very good at creating for others, though.
Yeah. Foul on the ground, though.
Again.
Is that Justin Patton? Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, me too, Anonymous, but I don't know. I'm always behind. I don't know why. I'm also watching on YouTube TV. I don't know why it does this. I have good internet. It's just always behind. That is interesting. We haven't called a single timeout. That's a good point.
That was solid defense. Just good shot.
Yeah. Can't even keep track of who's making these shots. That was Poole had that relocation 3 there, but Lee didn't.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Oubre
step back. Looney gets the rebound.
Job, there we go. People asking about what Looney does. That's what he does. Like those types of plays. It's nothing flashy, but gets you points.
Oubre's got to be out a little more.
Yeah, that was a little hand down, man down scenario right there.
Nico, pull up, no good.
All right. Good look, though. Yeah, exactly. We're all so used to seeing that type of action. New Warriors aren't ready for it. Another miss forced, though.
He had Poole in the opposite corner.
Yeah, Rockets sniffed that out pretty quick.
With Damian, he just hasn't been playing. So, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, I get it. He's got to find a rhythm. I don't know why. Oh, we finally have a timeout. I don't know why Damian hasn't been playing,
He's
frankly.
talking to Nico. What'd you say?
I don't know why Damian has fallen out of the rotation.
Oh, well, it's going to be one of those. I can't play 10 guys or 11 guys, so somebody has to sit, and they just had to pick somebody.
Yeah, I think like, I don't know. I mean, I these rotations in the second unit group is interesting. I mean, I'm all for the experimentation, but we'll see. Like, they're clearly still trying to find it, so whatever.
Get a
I
little.
hope Nico can earn his spot. I'm a little curious as to why he is treated as like an obvious second unit guy. I might want to see them give Poole a shot at the point, but I don't know. It's fine. They're experimenting.
Actually, I disagree
What are we
because
talking
I feel like Poole is better in the shooting guard position because although he can create off the dribble, he's much better catch and shoot. And Nico showed in the G League bubble that he's got a great eye for finding people and on the assist, which I think is much better for him to run the point than to be shooting guard.
Yeah, I just don't really know why Nico's there. I guess it's sort of my point. I mean, he's there because like he fits what a point guard should be. I just kind of feel like
So you'd rather Wanamaker?
no, I'd rather neither of them. I'd rather you just run Poole at the point. You play like Lee, Bazemore, Oubre, Pascal, Wiseman, whichever four of those guys, right?
But
like
who facilitates?
Poole. I think Poole can do it. I mean, he's not, again, like it's a second unit group, but I get it. I mean, Nico fits much more like the traditional idea of a point guard. I just kind of feel like, yeah, like Jeffrey said, last year Poole showed something at the point, and I feel like he's.
But he's still ball handling a lot.
I
Yeah.
like it the way it is.
It's fine. I mean, again, I it's sort of just experimentation. I think I might have gone a different route, but whatever. I mean, Nico seems fine. We'll see what it is.
I like seeing Nico running up and down the court and showing up in random places. It's entertaining.
Yeah. I'm just a little like, I feel like there's a limit to how good that group can be with two 19-year-olds on it. Or sorry, Nico's 20 now. But like, oh man, nice little out of bounds play off the timeout though.
Hey, look, Steph's back in with 8:15 to go.
And Draymond.
I
Yeah,
don't
they
think
got a
Steph
weird. Yeah, no Steph, just
Oh,
Draymond.
sorry. I don't know what I was looking at.
You probably saw Dre and just assumed.
Yeah, I have no idea what that was. All
That
right.
was
Great
Way to
play by
finish.
Oubre. That's beautiful.
That's what I want to see a little more often.
Yeah, he settles a little for jumpers, and I think when he attacks, he and Wiggins, it's pretty similar. Like they both can hit open threes, but when they're attacking, it's really effective. Oh, there you go, Nico.
See, and that's a great find on.
Oh,
Damian's got to find a shot, man. To answer Ilio Meschinelli, I'm assuming you're asking because you're Italian about Nico. Hello. He's been fine. He's been playing. He's fine. Nothing amazing, but just doing his job.
On the break.
all right.
Great finish.
There we go. Up by 9. Let's go.
Yeah, the second unit turns out our second unit is better than their bad second unit. Nothing amazing from our group, but enough to push the lead. Well, slightly push the lead after they hit that 3.
See, how does Poole, a 2-year player, get that call and Steph doesn't?
Yep.
It is interesting. I feel like they've already called a lot more Poole foul off the ball
That's-
stuff in the few games that he's been in.
The flip side of being baby-faced assassin is that you're baby-faced, so you don't get any calls.
Pool's
I will-
baby face.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if that compares to Poole favorably there, but
No, I mean, no, Steph is like baby-faced, so like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Nico.
Theories out there.
nice play by Nico.
He's just gonna prove you wrong, Gabe.
I mean, I have nothing against him. I think it's an odd choice. It might be one that works out in the long run to be really smart, but it wouldn't have been my first choice. But whatever. And I think Nico and Poole playing together in the G League was big.
God.
That was a
Damien's
lot
in
of
his
sloppy by
God,
Damien.
Damien is in his head.
I'm so glad they didn't
Oh,
call
God.
that travel that it really looked like.
He's stuck in city right now.
Oh my God, Damien.
One to drop. Somehow.
Ooh, and Pool.
That was a terrible possession by Damien. Like he missed 3 wide open guys and totally bobbled the ball on his time dribbling. He's pressing or something.
Hey, at least he drew a foul.
There you go. Yeah, I mean,
Got elbowed in the face.
That's back. Little cell job. I mean, he did get hit.
I mean, yeah, if somebody hits you with your elbow, you might as well accentuate it because they did hit you with your elbow.
Stefan right at the 6-minute mark.
Yeah.
Corner. 3 curls out.
He's missed a few. Oubre with the hustle. Can't get it though. Steph gambles.
Draymond Express.
Draymond. I don't know why people go at Draymond. It never works.
Oh, yay, he finished.
Draymond Express.
Why do people challenge Draymond anymore? Why do they do it? It never works.
Have we literally had no highlights since Air Canada?
I haven't been up on them.
Poole hit 3 or whatever. I don't know, like,
well then.
nothing mind blowing.
Although there's only 2 cents.
There's been Poole making that shot was kind of cool. I don't know. Not a lot of exciting, just sort of solid stuff that's happened. Yeah, so Draymond already 4 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 block. Just way more engaged than last game. Curry leading the team with 11 points. Oubre's up to 10. Poole has 6. Wiggins has 9. Good sort of spread of scoring around the group. Turnovers, I don't think they have had a single turnover in a while. They're still at 7, so that's impressive. Juan has 3 of those. We saw him really kind of struggle in those minutes, but they've cleaned it up. And second unit's been good. I mean, it obviously helps that they're playing
Larry Allen.
competition that they're playing.
I don't know what he was looking for.
Yeah, I don't. Why are you
talk about
here?
like we talked about probably 13 more topics than fits in the Kalena, I guarantee you. So get out of here, Larry.
Also, one of the what was that old Facebook group that used to exist when people did things on Facebook? That was like, this isn't an airport arrivals or departures terminal. You don't need to announce that you're leaving or whatever. Like,
right.
Anyway, it's just who cares? Just come, go, like do what you want to do. Like we don't need to talk.
Larry Allen, you're a dick.
All right. Anyways,
Say it in plain English.
I would really hope here,
Exactly
Steph Dre in, that we just kind of get a big run here and sort of.
Larry's an asshole.
Anyways, I agree. I miss the ref you suck chants. I agree, Jeffrey.
Oh man. They were so great.
My favorite chant all time was LeBron when he went to Cleveland, the first game back against the Heat, he didn't play. He sat out to rest. So the stadium chanted, "LeBron is tired." And the Heat won the game.
Oh, we're back.
Up 11.
So Wiggs comes in, Oubre sits.
Yeah, Poole and Lee in with the rest of the starting crew. Or, I mean, the Wiggs, Gray, Steph group. Another foul. I'm still trying to figure out who I'm looking at on Houston. So it looks like they got Porter, Martin, House, Wood, and that's Sterling Brown, I think. Yeah. Oh, great poke there by Damian. Got his hand in there. Yep.
These refs are real fun.
And it's not just them, right? We saw several of the assistant coaching staff are also out. So, obviously we don't have any idea what happened and who got the positive test that then triggered all the contact tracing. So I'm not going to stress about it until we know anything. Poole misses the open three. Yeah, I think Lee's playing really hard on defense, so I'll give him that. Oh, great strip by Poole.
Wiggs, transition three.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Love it.
I'm glad that
defensive
Lee
highlight
didn't force that and found the trailer.
Yep. Yeah. Way under control.
Draymond blocks it out of bounds because why did they challenge Draymond?
It's the thing about driving when you're a left-handed shooter, he's driving right and he tries to pull up left, but that just goes right into where Draymond already is, right? He's like bringing the ball in front of Draymond. Bazemore checking in for Lee, I would imagine.
Was that not a block by Draymond? Was it just a deflection? The play before, because it's not in the box score.
I don't know. It looked like a block, but
what a find by Steph, and what a step back.
Yeah.
Splash.
There we go.
From the little man with the mustache.
Yeah, just having another dangerous shooter out there makes such a difference. Whenever anybody is hitting threes, like Poole or those games where Lee was really cashing in on those, Mulder.
Well, and that was just an example of Steph drawing attention. They lose Poole. Steph finds him with a beauty, and Poole knows his shot, does a little step back. Why settle for a deep two when you can get three? And knocks it down. Yeah. And all of a sudden the lead is 15.
Yeah, just kind of what I was hoping. Starters come back in and sort of a stepping on the throat is in progress. Poole continue the hot shooting.
What are the next few games? Grizzlies?
Got back-to-back against the Grizzlies.
See, it would be great. I mean, obviously we don't play until Friday, but it would be great if we could have this one handled at the end of the third.
Yeah, I would be kind of surprised if that wasn't the case.
Also, we still have 4 minutes left, but we've held them to 10 points this quarter. Part of that is they suck.
Yeah.
I mean, especially their second unit, but we've also played pretty good defense, rotating pretty well, forcing tough shots, and then a lot of deflections.
Yeah, I mean, this is in many ways the story of the season is like our defense is elite. It doesn't always come out as elite against the very best teams because they're the very best teams for a reason. But against the bad teams, we lock them down at pretty much.
And there's Draymond forcing another turnover.
Yeah, Christian Wood wishes he had picked a different game to come back from injury.
Yeah, and I mean, part of it I think is rust by Christian Wood. Draymond bucket and the blocking
and
foul.
One. I love that he went.
Back at the other end, nobody plays better defense than me. That's Draymond talking.
Yeah. Yeah. And, Christian Wood battling some rust and Draymond being pissed off about the previous game. Like, that's just not going to go well for you, buddy. Draymond's kind of the perfect guy to guard a guy like Wood, anyways. Wood's not much of a post-up guy, and Draymond's going to dominate you if you're trying to face him up all the time. Lead up to 18. Porter's been pretty quiet since the first couple minutes. Wood gets it down low, get help, rotations. Porter three.
Everywhere. Too bad.
Steph gets stuck in trying to box people out. Appreciate it, Anonymous. First triumph. Oh, feel big time. We've got nicknames.
Oh,
tough shot.
I still
Really
I think when they gave us emojis, and mine was like the anger one with the bleep.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
yeah.
Come on, where's the foul? Oh, thank God.
Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna lose my shit.
We're so just conditioned to go.
Why are they objecting to that?
Because nobody in the NBA has ever
enclosed him.
Nobody in the NBA has ever actually fouled anybody, didn't you know?
No, sometimes they raise their hand. They're like, that was me. Christian Wood's complaining.
I don't think the foul was even on him, right? Wasn't it on the other guy? Or maybe he wants a foul on the other end.
It was on Christian Wood.
Yeah. I didn't think
Christian Wood has a very long face.
He does. Steph does what he does and leads back to 18. Quiet 13 points for Steph.
How many assists does he have?
5.
Yeah, it's like he's been passing well.
Yep, just staying comfortable within the flow.
Wood step back, or Porter step back over Draymond. Draymond finds Poole in the corner, and it goes.
Poole is on fire.
For Poole.
Yeah, I wish we had Draymond mic'd up all the time, Anonymous. I agree. I always want to hear whatever he's saying.
They called the foul there?
Oh, what? I mean, whatever. We're up 19, but that looked pretty clean. Love to see Poole hitting 4 threes, right? He's up to 4. Yeah, 4 for 6 from 3. They're just
one of those misses he had was just yes.
He has a couple of those every once in a while. But man, they're such a better team when they have another guy shooting the ball well. I think Poole can.
Ball don't lie.
I think Poole can take a little bit of those Clay actions.
Ooh, that crossover!
Oh yeah!
Finish.
Oh yeah!
Wow, Poole is really feeling himself.
Look at that crossover. That was because he was able to do that because he's been pulling up on that 3.
Yep, exactly. And Tate's a really good defender from what I've been reading. I haven't watched.
Oh, he shook him.
See Steph? He was so happy.
Yeah, no one will ever be more happy for their teammates scoring than Steph Curry.
42%. Wow.
Yeah, he's been great.
8 points per game, last 4 games, and counting.
It's the big thing. If he can be that sort of I mean, they keep saying Jordan Clarkson is a comp, and obviously, Jordan Clarkson is sort of at the peak of who he is right now. So the comp is a little feels like you're saying that Poole is going to be better than he might be. But that type of role is exactly what we need. And it's exactly what Poole can do. And I think we're seeing really exciting development here. God, last year Poole didn't look like a player, much less. I mean, until the last like several games, he's kind of looked better. But like, oh boy, he looked like a huge whiff on that draft pick, and now it's looking like he can be a real part of this team, which is exciting.
The cool thing is that all these highlights that we have, it's like, it's not all just Steph. It's not all just Wiggins. It's a whole
Actually,
bunch
it's a lot of JP.
Yeah.
I haven't
mean,
seen
Although
a
there's a
ton
good
of
amount of
JP,
Draymond in
actually.
there too.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
with
a ton of
Draymond up to
JP,
8 assists. Yeah.
but I'm looking forward to seeing them when they get on there.
Yeah, Poole up to 15 and a half. He's leading the team in scoring. Like, who is this guy?
Yeah, that's what Houston's saying. That's for sure.
So up to 21 in the lead. And try an alley-oop, but it goes out of bounds.
I feel like there's a tweet I posted that didn't post.
The thread was broken a little bit, although you can still scroll in the thread, but I think one of them got missed or something. But anyway,
Oh, Steph, that was beautiful. Bazemore, you got to catch that, buddy.
gotta always be ready for the Steph.
Baze makes some weird plays every now and then.
Yeah, he really does. But he contested that layup
geez.
well.
Careful.
Weeks.
Okay.
Splash!
There
It's
we
a
go.
splash party.
Yeah, that shooting is contagious sometimes, man. Like you see a bunch of guys hitting and just everyone starts feeling it. Yeah, I think we can put this to bed before the fourth.
Do we get
Yeah.
Smiley minutes?
Oh, we're going to get Smiley.
Smiley minutes.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Smiley.
Yeah, I think the G League, as Anonymous is talking about, I think, as Poole said in that interview, the G League did him really well. Just get him run, just get him minutes.
Yeah, who'd have thunk, G League has become more and more important every single year.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the competition's gotten better. This year, you got veterans, you got Jeremy Lin. That totally ups the play down there. So you can't trash the G League anymore.
Yeah. Oh man, I need to see more information, but I'm seeing tweets that Seth Curry might have just rolled both ankles really bad.
Oof.
Warrior fans.
Hope he's okay.
Nation
He's
travel.
been having a great season for Philly.
There goes
And
another
that's
brain
big for
fart.
Philly.
Another brain fart by Bazemore as he didn't box out.
Yeah, he makes
God,
dumb
man.
plays sometimes. It's just really kind of dumb plays.
But we're up 24.
Yeah, this is the game where you can do that.
Well, one thing about Bazemore, I've said many times that he's really good in the Q&As and stuff. But as far as the NBA protocol thing, the one thing he did say is that the NBA, I know everybody wants to complain about this, that, contact tracing and all that, false positives, but he says the NBA is just protecting its investment.
Yeah.
And that resonated a lot to me. That was like, okay, it all makes sense.
Yep.
Steph with a nice show and go.
Oh,
Baze at least gets over there for that one.
guys.
Oh my God. Little too cute. Little too cute.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in normal spacing terms, you expect someone to be in that spot.
Yeah.
Bazemore was off by
Like
about
Clay would have been in that spot.
Yeah, but I love Poole and
Yeah.
Curry starting to feel like a little hoppy with the ball there. It's a good sign in a game like this. Dre's gonna have to shoot
Oof.
it.
Just put that backpack on and let it go.
Along the backpack.
Did that?
That's fine. All right. Solid defense from Poole there, and then Draymond cleans it up.
Ah, poor Bays. I wanted him to make that to get out of his rut, but
Yeah.
Draymond tipped it in.
Draymond cleaned it up.
That's why you follow.
Yeah, 24-point lead. Houston will basically hold for the last shot. There's about a 1 second differential. Porter just is gonna ISO, kicks it out badly.
Yeah,
And Steph.
There you go. Nothing. 24 points.
Wiggins with the steal, and I'm not Steph Curry, so I'm not going to throw this one up.
Yeah.
No chance.
Well, Poole's the story of the first
It
half.
is.
I mean, besides Houston just being bad, Poole's the exciting Warriors side of it, that he's just continuing to be on such a roll. It's really, really great. Yeah, I love it. I mean, man, thinking about, again, just building into the rest of the season for this season and for next, like if Poole can be a really solid, version of this type of player, like that's so big. And so big for the future. If you have him as like a serious young player who's going to be part of the future, as opposed to what he looked like, which was like, maybe he's on your roster, but like maybe not, if he can be your 7th, 8th man on a future team, come in, score off the bench, that's huge. That's one less guy you have to like furiously try to skim off the buyout market or whatever, because they just have such limited resources for the next several years with all these top level contracts. Let's see what's going on with Seth.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Wait, what happened?
Just trying to figure out what happened. It looks like some sort of injury, but there's no clear update.
Oh, Seth. Okay.
Ooh,
Seth. Yeah, Seth. Past Seth.
yikes.
Be very
Oh,
clear.
bro. He
You see
like
the
started to slip and rolled both, including one of them twice.
Jeez.
Oh God, yeah. I wish I hadn't watched that. Yeah, that's rough, man. Poor Seth. I hope it's just one of those ankles that like hurts like hell, but isn't a long-term thing. Sometimes it's just super painful and not like a serious weeks and weeks out injury. But man, I've had a couple really bad ankle sprains, and that's like triggering to see.
Worst one I ever had was one that went forward. So my ankles, the top ligaments were torn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. I mean, it wasn't that horrific. It took as long as a normal sprained ankle to heal from, but that one was a different kind of pain on top of the ankle. That was weird.
That sounds awful. Yeah, Bazemore. I don't know. I mean, again, I question how much Bazemore is a part of the long-term plans here. I mean, I think next year is going to be so tricky in terms of roster crunch. Larry, what are you talking about? You're on timeout.
Larry's still here?
Not now. He's on timeout. I just like, what are you ranting about? Anyways, let's not talk about Larry. The point is, next year, they just have such a roster crunch that I am very curious about what moves they'll make to make all those, to fit all those guys.
You at least have a first rounder, late first round draft pick coming in who's probably going to be pretty good. And then you have maybe the Minnesota pick. So that's 2 roster spots right there. It kind of also depends who else is available.
Plus, you got Jessup probably coming over.
So yeah, you got that. Yeah.
I think Smiley is gone. Like they have to be
Yeah, I feel
realistic
like he
here.
is, yeah.
You know, I would have loved for him to turn out, but like he's not worth a roster spot on this team. Especially not next year when we want to be contending, and you can't waste roster spots on like projects like that. Because we're already going to
Also, a
be
lot of
crunched.
it wasn't kind of his fault because he's been injured twice, like
Yeah.
twice, 2 times at the beginning of the season. So it's just it's too bad.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, he'll end up on some other team's G League team and he'll get another shot somewhere, but like we just can't keep waiting on him.
Yeah.
Who's Smiley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he goes on a two-way or whatever, like sure, but he
There
can't
might
eat a
not even
roster
be room
spot.
for that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's not useful to them. He hasn't proven anything. So that frees up one roster spot, but like it's still a crunch. Like Lee and I mean Wanamaker's not going to get re-signed. That seems pretty obvious. But you've got like Lee and Bazemore, and like does Nico get converted to a full-time contract? Well, then that's another roster spot. Like what about Juan? You know, like all these guys, there's going to be big decisions made on them because the Warriors are going to want to be active in getting, you know, in using their taxpayer MLE on like a serious bench guy next year. And to replace the Wanamaker contract, because they're gearing up for the playoffs and they're going to want to add vets. And so I don't know how much rope they have for all those guys that kind of have been dancing around the margins of the roster this last couple of years. Marquise Chris, what happens to him? I mean, it's a lot, right? It's a lot. I like that YouTube assumed that I would want to hide this message that just got, you can probably see as admins also, that like this person said Warriors need to trade Draymond and Steph and Clay and Looney and build around Wanamaker, like obviously just making a trolly joke, but YouTube expected YouTube
I didn't get that.
Like YouTube suggested that I review it. Like
I
they just
didn't
knew
get a
that was
comment
bad.
like that.
They knew it was wrong.
Oh, Nano deleted it. It's all
Yeah,
good.
that's
But it's
fine.
funny.
Yeah, whatever.
Kelly Oubre. Why do people do that? Who else have we had in the chat? It's probably the same guy.
Yeah, we've had a couple
was it
player
Kelly
names
Oubre?
come in. I
Somebody else,
forget.
yeah, came in.
The re-sign Oubre question, I mean, we've sort of covered it before. It
Oh
just
yeah, we talked about that.
in short, like it's just kind of up to Lacob and how much tax money he wants to pay. I think I would like them to keep Oubre, or if they aren't going to keep Oubre, to trade him and get somebody back in that slot. But I mean, it's really up to Lacob. Like if he doesn't want to pay like 200,
I mean, with how much contracts are nowadays, if you can get Oubre on like between a 15 and 20 million, that's not a terrible deal. And you're probably not going to find someone that plugs in as well, and you'd still have to again build up the chemistry.
A lot of people forget is who else is out there at the time. Same thing with Wanamaker. When Wanamaker became available, who else was out there at the time as a backup point guard, plays defense, actually had a very good bubble, you know, but then, you know, things happen, times change, you realize, damn, our offense really sucks with the second unit. So let's do this. So then all of a sudden now Wanamaker's like this terrible player, which actually he's not. So, you know, like with Oubre, it's going to also depend on who's out on the market available at that time as well. So
yep.
This offseason.
I mean, I still see Wanamaker every now and then popping up in the playoffs or in a down the stretch in a game. If it really needs defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and like Rich said, like we're not going to get anything for him, so just play out the year. He's only on a 1-year deal. It's not like you have him long-term money that you want to deal with. So whatever, just let him play out the contract. As you said, maybe he's useful for some minutes in the playoffs, maybe not. Interesting that they keep saying to hold for review, just kind of like anything about Wiggins. Is Wiggins like operating in the Does Wiggins own YouTube? Is he like an investor in YouTube and is like censoring criticism of himself? I don't know.
That's funny.
Anyways, I wanted to clear that up. I said it in the chat, but I just want to make it clear about the pick. We keep our pick if it's 1 through 20. So we can still go to the playoffs and keep our pick. We just have to not finish in the top 10 of teams, which seems pretty likely. Like, I feel like the odds are pretty good that we'll finish with the like 17th worst record or something and get the 17th pick and make the playoffs. I think that's probably the best, most likely option is something around there. I don't think we're going to finish a top 10 team. Yeah, you're probably right, Jeffrey. So yeah, I think it's very likely we end up with at least one first round pick this year. The question is just whether we get Minnesota. Oh yeah, maybe it's the dollar sign. Got to figure out this this algorithm. Yeah, they can drastically reduce the tax money if they could get off Wiggins. But the thing is, getting off Wiggins costs you assets. And so, unless Lacob, it's really, again, it really comes down to Lacob. If Lacob is down to keep paying the tax, then there's no reason to do anything like that. But if he starts to feel scrunched for money and he tells Myers, like, hey, I'm not paying this much next year, like, you got to do something, then yeah, then you have to move Wiggins. He's the obvious big piece of the tax bill there that isn't hyper valuable like Steph, Clay, and Draymond. And that would be bad because there's no way another team is taking Wiggins without at least one first rounder being attached to him. And then you're just giving up assets to get nothing essentially, and that's tough. So I'm really hoping that Lacob continues to stick to what he's always been willing to do, which is just pay for a team as long as it's contending. And I imagine he's thinking the same way we all are, which is that next year when Clay is back, like, we'll be back to a contending team, and so he'll probably be willing to pay next year. The real question is sort of like, what if we come out next year and we don't look as good as we would like to look, or those sorts of questions. Then he might get a little antsy about the tax money. Oh yeah, and good point, Timothy, about the easiest schedule, fourth easiest schedule. I've seen, depending on where you look, I mean, it sort of depends on how people do the strength of schedule ratings, but yeah, I've seen second easiest, third easiest, fourth easiest. So point is, we have one of the easier schedules in the NBA, so that definitely should help us in terms of making sure we're a top 8 team in the West. Yeah, and I think agreeing with you, Jeffrey, like, I think next year having, and maybe even towards the end of this year, having fans be able to re-enter the arena, I think that tips the favor, that tips the issue in favor of Lacob wanting to pay money, because he'll be making so much finally, after the whole idea of having Chase be this like black Amex card or whatever people have said. It hasn't really, come to fruition because of COVID, obviously. So I think once that starts happening, his appetite for paying the tax will be really high. But if there's any other problems, you might see him start buckling at that tax number. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're looking at it strictly, it just depends. My take on the sort of like luxury tax issue is I don't care about Joe Lacob's wallet. Like, if he's willing to pay the money, I'm not, like, I don't care. Like, if he goes broke, I don't care. It's not my money. As long as, like, what I'm going to root for and hope for is that, like, the quality of the team is at the highest. Like, I don't care about taking a tax cut out of Lacob's wallet, Um, The only issue is if that starts to impact what we can do as a team, because obviously there's a limit. He's a very rich person, and so I have limited sympathy, but at some point, there's a limit to the amount that he's gonna want to pay. So I don't have any interest in wanting Wiggins to be moved just to shed salary, unless Lacob really is demanding it, in which case then it has to happen. But that's kind of his
On that note, with the salary and the salary cap table, one thing you got to be careful of is well, honestly, the hot takes from the guys that spend a lot of time looking at salary cap tables, because if you spent all day looking at the Warriors salary cap table, you know what happens? You start to go, damn, we are locked up with Steph and Clay and Dre, and damn, Clay's coming back from it. You start thinking we're going to trade Clay. You start thinking we're going to trade Steph, and then all these things. And that's where you get those analytics guys, those cap experts, Nate Duncan, talking all those weird ass stuff when they don't have a pulse on the actual team and how they feel about how they feel about players like Wiggins and stuff, and the culture. And
My second half just started.
Oh, yeah, same.
It starts with a nice backdoor cut by Oubre leading to a dunk off a dime from Dre.
There we go.
Just this guy. Anyways, yeah, he's gone.
Blue wrenches. Thanks, blue wrenches.
Yeah, we got it. Anyway, second half starts and we continue to do good things. But yeah, I do. To your point, I hear that. I listen to a lot of like analytics-based podcasts. I like Nate Duncan a lot, but like those guys, they do get over interested in that sort of like cap manipulation stuff, and it's like that's part of it, but like I don't care about that. Like that's not like a fan thing, right? That's like a ownership pocketbook thing, which sometimes matters, like it does sometimes, but it only matters when it matters. And until that moment, I'm not going to be preoccupied.
Wow, that was very poetic.
It's very deep, I know. It is.
Steph
what it
behind
is.
the loop. Ooh, Steph.
All right, there we. That's not the typical Steph shot.
It's one of the worst shots I've seen from him in a while.
Yeah. Porter clearly just trying to draw a foul, didn't really try to make that shot. Wiggins a little out of control, pulls it back. Gray facilitating off the post.
Oh,
where's the foul?
Come on.
No foul? Yeah, that's wild.
He was fouled twice.
Exactly. I was just going to say, it's turning into
touchdown.
There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect pass.
There we go.
And you go. Seen that
Their
before.
connection is otherworldly.
Yeah. I think especially given the way the two play, I don't know if there's ever been like two high-level players that feed off
complement each other so well. Yeah.
Like you've had better, a better second player obviously on a good team, but like the way that they are just so compatible with each other on both ends, really, the way that Draymond and Steph also like sort of cover for each other on defense too.
Like them in a 2-on-2 game would be pretty.
Yeah. And Clay right in there too. Like the way those three all just kind of work off each other.
Oubre step back.
No good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they've had a couple rim in and out or swirl around and fall out.
Steph on House Jr. doing a good job of fronting him.
Yeah, good play by Steph there. They wanted it.
Looney, disrupt that a little.
Yeah, people keep thinking Looney's a mark on defense. He's not. Wow, that was a tough finish.
Who was that?
Was that House?
House, yeah.
Steph, keep shooting. It's all right.
Yeah,
we know you'll heat up.
It's about the only thing that hasn't worked this game is Steph's a little off.
Oh,
they're calling that a block. Huh. All right. Yeah, as Account said, this is a good game to have a Steph off shooting game.
It's 1 of 7 from 3.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt you and Pool's going nuts, but would
He's
be
4
nice
of
to see.
5 from 2.
Yeah, a few of those back doors.
But 7 assists.
Yeah, I mean.
Also, knock on wood, but after 7 turnovers in the first quarter, we only had 1 in the second.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot less sloppy, which is, of course, immediately translated into that lead ballooning.
We're also doing, we're out rebounding them. And then assists on 23 assists on 28 made shots.
Yeah, that's a good ratio.
Wiggs, backdoor, slammer.
Beautiful. That's created by Steph also on that. Just keep adding him to the mix.
Assists.
Draymond, 10 assists.
All right, Steph.
Good rotation. Yeah, perfect.
Shot clock again. Late.
Yep.
And you can live with that. That's a tough shot.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a
there's
baller.
nothing you can do about that, and that's a super hard shot.
3 more rebounds for Dre. Come on now.
Steph
Does
wants.
he have 10 points?
Yeah.
Yikes, Steph, again.
He's the worst shooting warrior tonight.
It's bizarre. Really weird.
Nice move by Wood.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's down to 17. Kerr's just going to be like, hey, can we just, finish this so we don't have to keep doing this? Weird stuff game. I don't know. Don't know what else to say about it. Just weird.
Heat Grizzlies a little slugfest so far. 17-16 in the first quarter with 2 minutes left.
Since there's not a whole lot to talk about, one thing I want to kind of talk about was like, I just feel like a lot of people are underestimating, even my NBA media brethren, they're underestimating the loss of Clay. Like when Clay plays with the team, it changes everything. First of all, like he's a Hall of Fame player. So I don't know. I just feel like a lot of their assessments. What did I see the other day? Someone said, I mean, just take like other big threes. Let's take LeBron, Wade, Bosh. If you got Steph, Draymond, and Clay, right? That's our big three. That's, you look at the salary cap table, top three. Actually, Wiggins is in there too. But anyways, Steph, Clay, Draymond. If we take away Clay, we got a 500 team. LeBron, Wade, Bosh. Let's say we took away Wade. Aren't they a 500 team? What do you think?
I think so.
Right?
I mean, people forget how big of an impact Wade had on that team. Plus, he kind of was the guy that stirred the pot, which, like, in some ways, Clay does do.
Yeah, and I think the other side of it is like Draymond is a part of a big three.
Right.
But he's such a unique guy that like it's not the same. Like Bosh could go get you 20 and 10 if he needed
exactly.
to. He wasn't gonna have to because of the way that team worked. But Draymond can't like step his offense up and fill that void the way that Bosh would have been able to, for instance. So you're left with just such an imbalance in terms of the offensive load on Steph to score that Clay would be, chipping in 20 points a game, right? Oh, my cat has a French fry.
You can even take another big three. Let's take KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen. Take Ray Allen out of there. Even though they can still score, them two, I still feel like that's a 500 team as well. And so one of my brethren was like, it's a reminder of after the Lakers loss, it's a reminder of how far away this group is being from true title contention. I totally disagree with that.
Oh,
Anyway.
Wiggs went up for a slam.
Oh, Wood got
just
him.
got
Wow,
him.
what a
This
block.
guy
Yeah.
Wood, man.
Yeah, he's clearly really good.
Solid transition defense. Draymond just a little
Oh, man.
behind.
Gee, yikes.
Yeah, I don't know. That
All
was
right, 17 points, which is now still 17. Thank goodness.
good defense.
Slows it down.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's getting like
So let's clean it up. This looks like the beginning of the first where they just got sloppy.
Steph around the screen. Missed
Oh.
that one.
Man, what is happening with him?
off night. 1
Weird.
for 8 on
It'd be
3.
nice to hit a couple and this game's over already. I mean, it's over already, but like just, just put it out of reach immediately.
It's that call. Good Lord.
Hmm.
Steph got bodied the other way, dribbling.
Of course.
Wow, they showed that replay of that block and that looks like a foul. He got him in the face before he got the ball.
Like, yeah, Wiggins' face went back, kind of whiplash.
They called it on the ground. Oh, a little over help, but they recover. Good
Jeez.
defense by Steph. Good finish by Porter, though.
I mean, they're hitting tough shots.
Yeah, it's the offensive side where the
It's
Warriors have
offense
really
that's
been.
struggling.
They just haven't scored.
Draymond just straight down the lane.
There we go. Yeah, it's just let's get easy stuff. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to we've gotten open Steph threes on 5 of the last possessions. Those aren't bad looks or something.
Also, one more rebound and Dre is a triple-double.
Yeah. So still 17. Force them into another late shot clock, long 3. Wiggins rebounds. And defense has been good. Just sloppy offense. Looney got pulled for Juan, I see. Let's see if Juan can have a better.
F
What a pass.
inside.
Great
He changed
finish.
his mind at the last second.
That was a tough finish. Good game by Oubre tonight. He's got Christian Wood. I don't think that's a mismatch, really. Yeah.
What
Good
an
rebound.
outlet by Wiggins, but I won't get anything.
Pretty good transition.
I mean, I'm okay with us not forcing anything.
Hey, do you look at the guy's arm pushing Steph? My God.
Seriously.
Man, one. Godly.
I am very
Oh,
impressed all the time at how Steph doesn't lose his mind.
Yeah.
I mean, he's used to it at this point.
Oh,
And he gets that call.
And yeah, Steph's exactly saying that. You can see him, he's doing this to the ref, showing the push off on the other side.
So obvious.
Can we get a
Foul?
replay? No, we're going to get a replay of, I mean, that's a foul, but they should have gotten it on the other side.
I'm just saying, if that one wasn't a foul, then that one should be a foul.
They're definitely both fouls.
There goes Draymond. He's yelling that exact same thing to the ref right now.
Yeah, just call it, again, as always, just call it the same both ways. It's not that complicated.
Yeah, he's doing extra. He might get a T the way he's going. He won't, because now
depends on what is being said.
that was just read well by
Porter. Smart.
I almost feel like Draymond did that pass to test the ref if he would just give him a call,
Wiggins' rebounds in this quarter have been big. He's swooped in there for a few big defensive rebounds in traffic.
Oh, Wiggs.
Spin,
Okay.
fade,
Oh, too bad.
curls out.
Again, I don't think he's ever hit that shot.
Yeah,
That little,
sometimes every now and then.
he's
You could
got to be
try that in a 19-point lead against Houston. I don't mind that.
I mean, sure, but he's got to be 15% on that shot.
I want to know what Mulder got up and said there as he was shooting. Good look by Bays underneath.
Yeah.
Juan finds him. Not really sure I like that shot.
Yeah, he wasn't on balance.
His feet weren't set.
Oh, that's a foul. No, they didn't call it. All right. They called that though somehow. Okay, sure. Whatever you say. Bucks Sixers went to OT despite it being like a slugfest of a scoring game. Yeah, rough Looney game today.
Who ended up winning that game? Bucks?
Overtime.
Oh.
Middleton hit a 3 with 3 seconds left to put them up 3, and then Korkmaz hit a 3 to tie it at the buzzer.
Wow.
Okay.
Dre's like, I passed triple-double for Draymond.
Hey,
There he
Draymond.
goes.
Wow,
All
that
right.
was a quick 3.
There we go, Steph.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just a
Flash
couple of those.
down.
I mean,
Oh, you had.
a couple of his normal shots, and this
Yeah.
is like a 28-point lead right now. So back to 21.
Yeah, hound that one. Double
Yep.
that.
Great help. Oh, good hands too.
Yeah, but I kind of would have rather them not knock it away
Yeah, I see what you mean.
and force it into a turnover because now they get it out of bounds in 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah. Oh, but like idea of Steph doing a Dirk thing. I think that's pretty likely. We'll see.
Sorry, I have on my other screen the Heat, and bam, just lit one up. Jeez, it was a tomahawk. Heat playing zone too. Interesting.
Tell them to step it up and beat Memphis.
Yeah, they're working on it. They've been a little cold shooting. That's the one thing. They're a little streaky shooting wise, and they're not always good at, the Warriors some nights are kind of good at going inside when they need to.
Yeah.
The Heat, they live and die by the 3 sometimes.
Yeah.
They really need Bam to kind of step up and be a little more aggressive. What a pat! That's goaltending.
What?
Yeah, that's super obvious goaltending.
Come on, you've got to be kidding me.
Can that be reviewed at a stoppage or something?
And was that called a foul now?
That's of course called a foul.
Come on, that's a bunch of.
That seemed really.
Come on!
Oh my
obvious.
God!
Most obvious goaltend I've ever seen. God.
I don't know how they miss those. Like when it is put up off the backboard, it's just
I'm retweeting
obvious.
my tweet from yesterday.
Can they review on a timeout or like what? Is,
No.
Like, do you have any?
They didn't call it.
Option to challenge that or anything?
I wish.
That's super dumb. I mean, again, it's like, okay, whatever. They're gonna win the game, but like, it's just frustrating. Yeah, tough game for Bazemore. He's had really good games this year, though, so I don't know if I would.
And that was such a nice dish by Steph. God, that was awful. How do you miss that? Also, Draymond and Jordan Poole, plus 20.
Yeah, let's get Poole back in there.
Also, Bazemore, for as weird as his game has been, plus 19.
Yeah.
The only person, Looney, minus 9. That's weird. That's odd. Usually it's the opposite for him. I don't know how you missed that call.
Yeah, well, Juan should be getting in the ref's face. That's dumb. It's real dumb. I'm glad this isn't a close game, or else we just have to like lose our minds here.
You know I would.
You worry, I would. Clock starting to pull away in overtime here. Giannis doing stuff.
He's had a good past few games.
Yeah, he's been pretty dominant since the
He have like 3 triple doubles in a row right now.
Yeah, all like 30 or close to 30-point triple doubles. Norman Powell, by the way, has just like turned into a giant scorer for Toronto. They lost to Detroit, which is absurd and good for us.
Toronto, they pulled themselves to 500. And then since then, they've gone and lost like what, 5 or 6 straight again?
Yeah, losing to Detroit is pretty bad. That helps us in terms of keeping Minnesota the last team in the league. A Detroit win.
I'm still. How do you miss a goaltend? That's like
Terrible.
so basic. That's like, so basic.
I don't know how you missed that.
Nobody got a T.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those things where a close game they would have like definitely gotten a technical. But they were like mad about it, and then they just went, man. I don't know what you mean by sorry. I mean, oh, you mean what? I see. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. No, Bazemore is not apologizing. He's been playing badly, is what we're saying there. All right, let's end this. Oh my God.
Really? 1-on-3 can give him a call?
Oh man, Draymond's gonna get a T any minute now. And I totally understand.
Wow.
Yeah, they're getting just a lot of calls right now. Fouls are 18 to 11, 26 to 8 free throw attempts right now. I'll say that again, 26 to 8 free throw attempts. Luckily, he misses one. 16-point game, which is just a little closer than you'd like.
Gotcha. No.
Man, Steph.
Long possession.
Yeah, good defensive possession. Man, Porter's hit some tough shots. Down to 14 points. You got to just put this team away. Come on.
Way to find him, Juan.
My God.
Boy.
Offense only works when people are actually going to shoot the ball. Thank you, Draymond. Steph's passing up shots now. Like he's in his head, which is weird.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot from Steph.
Okay. I was about to be furious if that banked in.
No. Did we get a call? Oh my God. It's not both ways.
Oh my God. Yeah, Oubre's gotten hit on a couple of those drives.
Come on, no. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean Juan's reaching on that. That's his fault. But like again, that's not free throws if you didn't have a million other free fouls called earlier. Frustrating. Also just gums up the whole game.
I don't know how they're missing a few of these. Sorry, I'll be right back. I'm here. I'm just on my phone, so I just have to do something real quick.
Okay. Well, luckily Porter's missing some free throws, so it hasn't hurt us too bad.
Ball don't lie.
Yeah, I miss shouting that at people in live. Shocked they didn't call another foul on that. Okay, Steph, let's do some stuff here. Bazemore corner. Nope. Yeah, not a great game from Bazemore. Just kind of contributing sort of nothing.
Oh my
Good
goodness.
move. Oh my God. Stop calling everything.
Calling everything.
That's absurd.
Come on. Is that JTA?
This is getting,
I didn't see anything.
again, it's just like nobody wants to watch this. Like, it's just not enjoyable basketball when you're calling fouls on every possession. Wow, Ben Simmons hit a 3 to try to tie it at the end, but they were still down by a couple. But Ben Simmons hitting a 3 is always news. All right, 15 points after a really stupid quarter. See if we can end this on a high note.
There, we got a call. Amazing. Damien's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Lamb. Lamb called a foul on you for like
Yeah. Yeah.
half
You
an hour.
haven't had a single foul called on you guys
Cool.
ever. Let's relax. I know it must be shocking. He must be like, wait, you're calling fouls again? Hold on, you didn't tell us.
Bunch of trash.
All right, so Steph can basically freeze out the clock here. He'll kind of just ISO on Porter.
Oh,
Hey.
Man,
got a little crack on that
Oh
one.
Continues.
shit.
Oh no.
What? Oh, that's
Hopefully it's just the butt. He's hurt. He's in pain. Steph's in pain.
great. If this game could go
Jesus,
any worse.
Man.
Is it a tailbone?
And they're not gonna give us a replay? What the
They got to pay the bills.
I need to see a replay of this. I think this is a little more important. Shit.
Can we get, what the fuck are you doing, NBC? Give us,
It looked like he was I don't even know. I don't want to I
again,
don't know if I can say if he was fouled or not because I didn't see it completely.
couldn't tell.
I'm checking out a stream that's late. So let me see if I can see anything. I didn't even notice they brought in Jordan Poole for the last one. Let's see here.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense for that last shot, but
Shit.
yeah, at the tailbone. The positive is tailbone impact hurts like hell. And so
It's
even
usually
if
just like a bruise.
Yeah,
it
even
looks
if
lower than the tailbone. It looks lower, like the butt.
Oh, look, other people are complaining about the freaking commercial.
yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Warriors World.
Okay, he limped back to the locker room, according to this tweet.
So, anyways, he shot the ball and he was backing up, and it looked like he hit a. Oh, cool!
Yeah, tripped
It looked
over.
like-
Oh, I guess the Bulls are having as much trouble with the refs tonight too, because the Spurs have shot 24 free throws in comparison to their 6.
Yep, sounds similar.
As I was saying about Steph.
You don't want to hear about the Bulls' free throw attempts?
Well, here's the replay.
Okay. let's see.
Watch the yellow stripe.
So steps back.
Okay. Had to be right there. Yeah. He winced in
Oh.
pain after hitting the edge of the step.
Yeah, that's hitting this. That's
That's
tailbone.
pretty sharp step.
That's tailbone impact to a thing.
You know, good on the Rockets staff for being right there to help him out.
All right, so that makes it just more impactful that the second unit just come out and like put this lead up a bit. Yeah. Thank you for calling that foul. Yeah,
So nothing serious.
very much hope that you know, it's just obviously like pain and not so much anything that matters.
Nice.
Man, Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole. He's feeling himself.
Sheesh.
Yeah, let's just put this away so there's no like Curry has to feel any sort of pressure. Oh my God, another foul call, another free throws. Oh, dum, dum, dum. Yeah, I think it's just tailbone pain. I'm really hoping. Yeah.
All right, young guns, let's put this away.
Yeah. All right. 16-point lead. Let's focus on what's
Looney playing. That's interesting.
It's the same group they opened the second with. Poole just kind of bobbles it. Oubre 3. Nope.
Oubre struggled from 3 today.
Yeah, last couple games. Looney with the block, but he still forced it in. Tough shot.
For anyone wondering, they've shot 32 free throws. We've shot 8.
Yeah, and like the Warriors will always.
Sheesh.
There we go, Loon. The Warriors will always shoot fewer free throws pretty much because they just don't play as physical a game.
But that kind of discrepancy.
Yeah, like that disparity is ridiculous.
Oh.
Oh, yep, got lucky there.
Come on. There you go.
Long rebounds, bounce weird. There we go. Yeah. Oh boy. No, he actually got the foul call. Okay. I'm just so used to them not calling. I was like already mad about it. Yeah, that's an incredible fin. Oh, never mind. Looney fouled him. Lucky they didn't call that. That's again just the refs being bad in general, though. Like that was a missed and one the other way. Another missed shot.
It's crazy how this 18, 8, and 5 from Steph is like a terrible game, and 17 points for Poole is like a great, awesome game.
Steph creates high expectations.
Yeah.
It's more the shooting from Steph. Yeah. It's the fact he's 2 of 11 from 3.
Yeah, that's the real outlier. The point numbers or whatever isn't really that big of a deal.
Poole from the hash mark.
Wow. That was
Poole is feeling himself. I mean,
and then he tipped that. Damian has had a really weird game.
Yeah. Oh, forced the miss, but they recover.
All right. Damian was playing really weird.
Yeah, he's just been sloppy, like really sloppy.
Oh, he hasn't played, so.
Yeah. Poole's going to need to do a lot of the initiating here. There you go.
That's another great finish by Looney.
Not the prettiest finisher, but it goes in.
I heard someone wanted to trade Lou.
7.6 rebounds.
That is crazy account. Houston's already down to only 1 timeout in the half.
We have 4.
That's a weird. I don't know if I've ever seen something like that before. That's weird. I mean, I guess he's just burned them to do little teachable moments or something, knowing that
That was the kind of shot that Oubre never got in the first half of the season.
Yeah, seriously.
Interesting switching.
Yeah, they look like they're just kind of switching everything.
It's too easy.
Nice move by that guy right around. Who is that? I don't know.
Nico, Jordan Poole corner.
AP.
Cool. Poole is feeling it.
Team and scoring now. 20 points.
Recovery. Good recovery by Did they call that a goaltending?
No, they're walking the other way. Oh wait, what?
Yeah, they called it goaltending. And Oubre is making the exact point that everyone would want to make right now.
What the? That was clean though.
That was clean even.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't clean.
Oh, yeah,
But
never mind. The
but
other,
it was less obvious than the
my
other,
God.
and they didn't call the other.
yeah, whatever. I mean, again,
Anyways, up 18.
yeah, it's like a thing hard to be frustrated about in a sure win game, but
Yikes. That's twice. It's lost it.
yeah, Poole just kind of bobbling it.
Oh.
I was going to have to make
draw a foul, Nico. Hey, Nico got a call.
Yeah.
Steph still can't get those calls. Nico got one. Wow.
The disrespect to Steph.
Steph's got to go.
I don't know why it continues to blow my mind.
What's the secret?
Are we calling a timeout or are they? Because if they are, they're screwed.
Yeah, I think they are.
That's weird.
Well,
I mean, yeah, I get it to some extent. Silas just wants to talk to his guys and teach them something to make some play make sense, and he knows they're not going to win.
gosh, I love Kendrick Nunn, but he has not been shooting well lately.
Well, the Jordan Poole Express marches on. Just we're up to 20 points, 5 of 8 shooting from 3, 7 of 11 overall. He's a plus 23 in the game, just having himself a game and this whole stretch of games.
Be right back.
Yeah, Steph ends up with a pedestrian 18, 8, and 5. Weird game, but effective. Draymond's probably not coming back in with his triple-double. Wiggins, quietly effective, 17 and 5 also. 6 of 12 shooting. They've been what they've expected. Just gotta finish the thing. And just keep monitoring any updates on Steph or anything. I mean, it's obviously tailbone, probably really just painful. Probably not anything worse. Wow, James Harden had 40, 15, and 10 tonight. Kyrie Irving sat out. Durant still not playing, so Harden just went crazy. And San Antonio, on the weight of all those free throws, has clawed all the way back into the game, and they're now up on Chicago, which matters to us because we want San Antonio to lose so we can move up in the seeding.
How many pool threes? 6, 5, 6?
5 of 8.
Rebecca, you still got highlights, Rebecca?
That's what I'm working on right now.
Steph.
Do you want me to put the staff?
Yeah, that
Okay.
was big.
Wood gets loose on the roll. 18-point game. Yeah, Wood's shown talent. I mean, Draymond's locked him up pretty bad when they've had one-on-one matchups, but when it hasn't been Draymond, he's shown a lot of skill. Poole pulls up, rims out the jumper.
If Steph and Seth are both injured in the same night, I cannot.
Yeah, that's weird. Weird coincidence. You'd have to really smash up your tailbone for it to be anything like long term.
Well, I remember there was that awful one where McCaw a few seasons back got undercut and landed really badly on his tailbone, and they actually had to stretcher him off. And then a week later, he was back.
Wasn't that like a spinal thing though? Like,
I thought that was
so bad.
tailbone.
Oof, Nico took another big screen.
Yeah, Nico's funny to me. He does all the right things, and then he still hasn't quite figured out.
Kids, what? 19, 20?
Yeah.
He's younger than me.
Oh no, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm.
All
Pool
right,
left
Vicky.
open. Misses that one.
It's great
Looney
offense.
hustling, but can't get it.
It's good offense.
I don't want to speculate and say anything on Steph.
You could just.
Do I call it? I mean, Slater called it a tailbone.
You could just do an emoji of like the grit teeth emoji.
There you go.
There we go, Damian. All right, lead back up to 21. Second unit is doing their job, just extending this lead. And
soon we'll probably get some Smiley. Maybe for either
Looney's
Oubre
gonna have to
or
sit at some
Looney.
point.
Yeah. I'd love to see someone come in for Oubre. I don't want, well, here comes Wiggs in for somebody.
Maybe for Oubre.
Yeah.
Usually how they do it.
I'd like to see like Bays or someone in for those guys because I just don't want anything to happen to them.
Yeah, that's true. They have such a small bench right now. They're probably going to bring Bays in a couple minutes.
Probably see Bays come in and
Smiley.
Yeah.
Maybe Juan also. Juan's had a bad game. Not that it mattered ultimately. Looney just a little loose with the ball there.
Oh my God. Okay.
And that's a foul on Looney, huh? Okay. All right.
Should be a travel.
Somehow Looney is a negative plus minus in this game.
Yeah, I think I pointed that out earlier.
Yeah, he's the only one. Now he's up to 22 minutes and he's -3. Everyone else is positive.
Did you do the highlight yet?
Just posted. Warriors PR just tweeted, Steph Curry tailbone contusion will not return to tonight's game.
Okay.
All right. Well,
So tailbone bone contusion.
Yeah, I mean, what it looks like. And Lee's handle is so sloppy. Looney can't quite get to it. And Christian Wood finishes and won.
Oh, guys, don't do this.
Yeah, 17-point lead. Still feels real safe. Next game is Friday, right? Am I right about that?
I believe so.
Yeah, so they have a day off. Hopefully Steph just ices and feels okay by the next game.
Timeout. Warriors still leading by 17 with 4 minutes left. And I guess no one would be worried if the Blazers hadn't had that crazy comeback last night.
Yeah, well, they have a guy that Houston does not have.
That's true.
If Dame magically appeared on this Rockets team, I would be concerned. First for physics and how that happened, and then secondly for the league.
That game last night was absolutely wild.
That was wild. Man, Dame is playing just out of his mind.
And it helps that CJ's coming back for them too.
Yeah. But Dame's in that mode now where, like, I mean, I know he's obviously been famous for hitting big shots for a while, but like this season it's gotten to a level where it's just like
It's gotten to another level.
You just trust that he's going to put the game away eventually. You have to.
Well, they were down, what, like
it was 15, 16, something like that?
With like 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
Maybe even less. And they just, I mean, outdid a Pelicans team. I did feel like the Pelicans didn't do a good job of Zion had been dominating all game, and I felt like they didn't go to him down the stretch until that final shot. And it's like, when you have a guy like that that's dominating and shooting at that percentage, why not go to him?
Yeah, it was interesting. Pelicans are weird. They're a weird team. It's odd. It's like it's funny. They're sort of like some commentary about how Steph's injury might be the first injury caused by a lack of fans.
Sorry, funny, not funny.
Yeah, that like if fans had been there, he would have just like landed on people and not.
I did think about that actually, about what's usually in that spot.
Yep. Yeah, it is funny. Lepidoptery, Draymond has a season high 16 point.
In the most Draymond way.
Yeah, I mean I get why people are frustrated with him when he has those games. Game. Yeah, but I mean, nobody's expecting him to score 20, but he definitely needs to score more than 2. You know,
and I think he's slowly getting there. He's attacking more. He's going to the rim more.
Yeah, he has been. That Lakers game
having these guys, these other guys, pull off on the 3. Spacing the floor will allow him to drive even more and get easy shots inside.
He just looks so passive in that Lakers game. It was frustrating.
Don't hurt yourself too. Jesus.
Oh God. Yeah, seriously. Then Wood hits it as Draymond's sliding. Down to 15. Draymond's laughing though.
All right, drive inside, please, Wiggs. Get a good look. I really would like you guys to go inside.
Wiggins has never seen a long 2 he didn't love. Oh, man. Wood baits Draymond for a 3-shot foul. And we could be down to a 12-point lead if he makes all of them. Can we just like end it? Can we just end it, please?
This feels like a really long 3 minutes.
Yeah. Only misses the first.
I'm looking at the Warriors staff right there, and I'm wondering which 4 or 5. I feel like it was, I see all of the main guys like Chris DeMarco. It's funny, Juan had an Instagram story of them on the plane, and Khalid Robinson, one of the trainer guys, was doing like meditation in the aisle. So that's on our Discord. But I think that's one of the guys. I don't know. I don't see him around, but anyways, 4 or 5 Warrior staff part of that protocol.
That guy, Dr. Nirav. There we go. Yeah, the guy, Dr. Nirav Pandya, who's like a UCSF Warriors fan, director of sports media, sports medicine guy. I don't know. He's always on Twitter about Warriors injuries and stuff. He just tweeted that these injuries can be extremely painful and typically result in a bruise, although they can take a while to heal totally. Very rarely do they need anything more than rest, which is positive.
I've had
Definitely.
The question is, of course, does that mean Friday is, long enough rest?
I feel like Steph's playing. I feel like he's going to want to play, but you know how the Warriors are. They're pretty cautious on these things. But tailbone wise, I don't know. It's just.
Yeah, I think the real question is like, does he play both games of the back-to-back?
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm just gonna say that Steph is definitely gonna want to play. Now, whether they allow him to play, that's I mean, it's playable. To me, it's like I've had stuff like that happen, and I'm playing next week in the rec league game type thing. It didn't stop me from playing, but I guess every injury is different. So I'm not really worried about this one in terms of the injury, but Rick Celebrini, he's been cautious before, so just have to see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll hope. It's like an ankle where it's just like that's such a painful injury that sometimes that looks a lot worse than what it ends up meaning in terms of timing.
Yeah,
right,
and that one's way better than an ankle.
Yeah.
Or a sprained thumb even,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Well, Warriors are doing their best to let the Rockets back in, but the Rockets are not good enough to really punish them here. So we continue.
Basically, to make a 3.
This has been pretty bad basketball on both ends for a while, frankly.
Come on, Jordan.
Get more free throws.
Haven't let him go with 1.7 on the shot clock.
Here we go. Free throws. Here we go. Been a lot. Luckily, Rockets have missed a ton of free throws. Oh man, I just looked at the actual box score here. So the Rockets are now up to 40 free throw attempts. 40. Warriors have 12. Rockets, however, are 21 of 40. So they've missed 19 free throws. I mean, that's actually worrisome in terms of like how the Warriors have played. That means that the Rockets like probably should be really close.
Cool, keeps it going.
There we go. That's the finalized end of it. You can't fracture a tailbone because you played through a bruise. Like it's not like an Achilles type injury. Like it's not going to magically become a fracture when it wasn't a fracture before. It's not like a soft tissue thing. Yeah, loss number 18 for the Rockets. Porter hits it.
Let me take care of that.
16-point lead. Again, Poole gets blocked, but story of the game is Jordan Poole, and hopefully everybody's okay. 14-point game. Again, not that it matters.
Nope.
All right, well, not the most enjoyable game to watch, but we have a win, and it matters that we have a win. Jordan Poole, certainly the star of this one.
All right. So, what are your hot takes? By what? 14?
I like what I see from Jordan Poole
Mm-hmm.
and that second unit. I think a lot of good in it. So I like his aggressiveness. I like that once he started hitting the three, he was able to drive. I thought Draymond played much better than he did last game. His passes were much more on target tonight. Refs obviously made this a frustrating game because there was a lot of blatant missed calls. The main of that being that obvious goaltend. And I mean, it started in the first few minutes with that kick out by, I think, Woods. A lot of positives. Obviously, I'm worried about Steph, but I think things will hopefully be okay.
Yeah. I think looking forward is just, the whole team revolves around Steph, so it's hard to really have any thoughts beyond like hoping that he's okay, because that impacts everything in the next several games. Obviously, if he sits, it's going to be real hard to scratch out wins, even against teams like Memphis, who are middle of the road. But Memphis is not Houston. They're good enough to beat us if we're not playing well. So, like you said, great to see a bounce back game from Draymond. Great to see Poole continue his stretch of good shooting and just generally good play. And I really hope everybody's back soon, Wiseman and Pascal included.
Yeah, that one's going to be a wait and see for whatever the NBA wants to do with that.
Good point, as John put in the chat. We get the Rockets 2 more times in the second half of the season. Yeah. Like we've been saying, the schedule is easier, and that's one of those reasons. Is we have 3 Rockets games in the after All-Star time. So, they are not very good with all their guys injured.
Duncan Robinson just wrestled away a rebound from Jonas Valanciunas.
That's embarrassing.
Little bit.
Wow.
No, I'm very happy that the second half of this season is looking a lot brighter. I think we need it, and I think we need to make that playoff push, because that 6-game stretch, I mean, the fact we won one of those 6 games.
Yeah, that Portland game was so frustrating. We should have had 2 of them.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
rest, you just throw up your hands. Like, we got beat by better teams.
And it's like the Lakers played like their best.
Yeah, they always get up for us.
Like they couldn't miss a shot. So yeah, I think a lot of positives.
Cool. So we'll see everybody in 45 hours, really. Thanks for joining. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you up there.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can, hopefully the Heat can take one out of Memphis.
Yeah, that helps everyone. Had 30 plus people sticking through this kind of slog of a second half. So props to y'all for hanging with us.
For sure.
All right, I'm going to end it here. Thank you, folks. See you in 45.